Our first topic of today, which is Donald Trump, which, well, when I saw this picture, I saw his body language says it's all. The guy is pissed about this two National Guardsmen who were shot by this illegal Afghan asylum seeker. And one of them, sadly, has already died from her injuries. The other one, it's a very problematic moment right now. We're waiting for a miracle to happen. But yes, so Trump has decided to basically close the country completely, close the United States to everything, and go scorch earth on 19 problematic countries. And this has been, this is not even 24 hours after all this has happened. So the reactions are all over the place. People still don't know how to react to this. And let's try to make a bit of a sense of this. President Donald J. Trump prepares to address the nation from Palm Beach, Florida, on the shooting of two National Guard soldiers in Washington, D.C. And sadly, again, a hero has been taken from us. Army specialist Sarah Beckstrom personified everything one could pray for in a daughter, a soldier, and an American citizen. She offered to give her fellow guardsmen relief to enjoy Thanksgiving. That's one of the most tragic. She gave her life, essentially gave her life. Her generosity cost her life. Heartbreaking. Rest in peace. So, again, Trump already announced it as well. He just said National Guard member Sarah Beckstrom has sadly passed away. She has just passed away. She's no longer with us. She's looking down at us right now. Her parents are with her. This just happened. And the actual reaction that Trump said, that I was making some commentary about that on my X account. By the way, we are live right now on YouTube and are live on X as well. So maybe you prefer one channel over the other. Doesn't matter. We are here. Breaking. President Trump stuns America by announcing every Afghan that was let in under Joe Biden will have their status re-examined. Okay, this is important. The actual word was re-examined. People are going nuts over this. What is going on? We have to go through the words, and we have to talk about that Truth Social post that was the actual scorched earth. This is important. We have to go through that, but let's listen to the guy's words.
We must now re-examine every single alien who has entered our country from Afghanistan under Biden, and we must take all necessary measures to ensure the removal of any alien from any country who does not belong here or add benefit to our country. If they can't love our country, we don't want them.
Yeah, that's the thing. If they don't love the United States, then Trump says, we don't want them. That's Trump's words. My question is, I have just an observation. How do you measure if somebody actually loves the country? Because I can understand, and this is a discussion that is going on online right now, is how can you say that by the actions of one individual, you can judge an entire group of people? And I said that time and time again, it wouldn't be fair for me, that I'm Venezuelan, to be judged by the aggregated behavior of all Venezuelans, or Venezuelans who behave badly. And we know that what Venezuelans, the reputation of some Venezuelans who have done very bad stuff in United States soil. So I wouldn't like to be judged because of that. So again, this is a complicated topic, and having a blanket statement can trigger a lot of people. I can understand that, but I also can understand that you want security for your country. Everybody wants a safe country. Everybody wants safer cities. And you have to realize that if you want safety, if you want to be real about that, if you want to really make sure that your citizens can live safely, then you have to be sometimes rough in your measures. And well, I think rough is an understatement when it comes to what Trump shared on that Truth Social post. And this is This is basically quite a few paragraphs of completely incendiary stuff. Donald J. Trump, and it's like they say when he uses his actual account on X as he did, you know the thing is serious. A very happy Thanksgiving salutation to all of our great American citizens and patriots who have been so nice in allowing our country to be divided, disrupted, carved up, murdered, beaten, mugged, and laughed at, along with certain other foolish countries. It's not only the United States, it's many countries in the Western world, throughout the world, for being politically correct, quote unquote, and just plain stupid when it comes to immigration. And I agree. And again, I'm an immigrant. I cannot enter Venezuela anymore. I did things the right way. I've done everything legal. And as I say, and as you can ask any Latino who is not in their home country, nobody hates more a illegal migrant than a legal migrant. And I can tell you that is 100% on point, at least when it comes to yours truly. So I have no problem saying that. I struggled. It was a struggle. Okay, I lost hair back in the day because it was difficult. And then when you see these people that want the free stuff, want the free healthcare, want the free food, want the free phones, want the free everything, for what? This is what entitles you to get that? Under which circumstances? Why? I don't understand. Oh, you want the door closed behind you, Jesus? No. I want the door open because I have also said time and time again that it is important that if you can bring value to another country which is not yours, well, then behave. You have to behave like Austin Powers, right? Maybe not in the Austin Powers way, but yeah, you have to behave. Okay, make sure that you behave and make sure that you assimilate. That is as simple as that. We're gonna leave that at those 2 points. There's a long talk that we need to have, but we continue. The official United States foreign population stands at 53 million people. 53 million people. So roughly every 6 people in the United States is foreign. 1 in every 6. Most of which are on welfare from failed nations or from prisons, mental institutions, gangs, or drug cartels. I'm going to correct Trump on this because I don't have the actual numbers for this. But if you have 53 million people on a 330 million population, and most of them were from failed nation or prisons or mental institutions or gang or drug cartels, your country would be a total mess. So that is most of which is it is basically not possible. But I can understand that the guy is pissed off. Let's say that he is pissed off. They and their children are supported through massive payments from patriotic American citizens who, because of their beautiful hearts, do not want to openly complain or cause trouble in any way, shape, or form. The problem is that if you don't complain, if you don't chimp out, it's going to happen what is happening in the UK. And in the UK, people have complained. I have to say that in the UK, people have complained, and what does happen to those people? They get thrown into jail. In fact, you get mugged by an Abrodian, and the Abrodian is going to get a sentence. If you complain about the Abrodians being an Abrodian, or say something about the Abrodian, or tweet something, or even message somebody that you know about that Abrodian, if you think that's unfair, you will get a sentence worse than the Abrodian that mugged you. That's the thing. That's the thing in the UK. And I understand that nobody wants that in the United States. And people in the United States are pissed. I mean, I can't understand what is going on in this cities that are basically this Muslim overrunning. I mean, It is not the religion in itself. It is the way that they are, trying to change things to their stuff when there should be the assimilation thing. You come to a country, you go to the United States, you want to live in the United States, you should assimilate. That is what is being asked of you. That is what is being asked of you. And if you don't agree, then you have no business being in the United States or in the UK or Canada or in any country. It's that simple. They put up, American citizens, put up with what has happened to our country, but it's eating them alive to do so. A migrant earning $30,000 with a green card would get roughly $50,000 in yearly benefits for their family. I don't know, but I guess those numbers are official. That math ain't mathing. That math ain't mathing. The real migrant population is much higher. This refugee burden is the leading cause of social dysfunction in America, something that did not exist after World War II. Meaning failed schools, high crime, urban decay, overcrowded hospitals, housing shortages, and large deficits. That's one thing, is that there's this huge pressure on all the services in housing and healthcare, and if it is simply economics. You have more people and you have a limited amount of housing, then the prices of that housing is only going to go up. If you have more people, whether it's American citizens or it's abroadians or all of them, and you have infrastructure, a health infrastructure, which is limited in nature, there's going to be more pressure. There's going to be more waiting times. There's going to be more pressure on that system to be able to care for everyone, whether you're an American citizen or you're an abroadian, because the law forces every single health center in the United States to grant you health care, no matter what. If you need emergency care, they will give it to you. That's something that is a reality. But if you have way too many people, way more people than the system can actually manage, then you have a problem. So as an example, hundreds of thousands of refugees from Somalia are completely taking over the once great state of Minnesota. Somalian gangs are roving the streets looking for prey, as are wonderful people. Wonderful people. What am I? Okay. Stay locked in their apartments and houses, hoping against hope that they will be left alone. And there comes my favorite part of this tirade. They come to the best part of this tirade. The seriously retarded governor of Minnesota, Tim Walz, does nothing, either through fear, incompetence, or both. This is poetry. This is poetry. The seriously retarded governor of Minnesota, Tim Walz, does nothing. That was you can imagine Tim Walz reading this. You can imagine Tim Walz reading this, and yes, I know that some of you are going to complain in the comments. I'm gonna disagree with you. I'm gonna keep using the word retarded. I'm going to not only Tim Walz. That would be discrimination. To anybody who deserves that word. It doesn't matter if you are young or old, or you're black or you're white or you're a man or a woman. If you deserve the word retarded, I will give it to you. I don't discriminate. I don't discriminate. I think that it was on point here. I think it was used pretty much on point here. So, but not while the worst congressman/woman in our country, Ilhan Omar, always wrapped in her swaddling hijab and who probably came into the USA illegally, in that you are not allowed to marry your brother, does nothing but hatefully complain about our country, its constitution, and how badly she is treated when her place of origin is a decadent, I don't know how to pronounce that. Decadent, how do you say that? Decadent. I remember that from that Motley Crue album. Decadent, backward and crime-ridden nation, which is essentially not even a country for lack of government, military, police, schools, etc. Yeah, they want to come to the United States and make Somalia great again. How does that work? I don't understand. Even as we have progressed technologically, immigration policy has eroded those gains and living conditions for many. I will permanently pause migration from all third world countries to allow the U.S. system to fully recover, terminate all the millions of Biden illegal admissions, including those signed by sleepy Joe Biden's auto ban, and remove anyone who is not a net asset to the United States or is incapable of loving our country, and all federal benefits and subsidies to non-citizens of our country. Denaturalize migrants who undermine domestic tranquility, and deport any foreign national who is a public charge, security risk, or non-compatible with Western civilization. Again, I told you that this last three sentences carry a lot to do, and I don't know what is the president of the United States' actual power to make this happen. I mean, it's not like you can just run executive orders that make this happen. I don't think that's is that simple, because he acknowledges that there are laws passed that prevent you from just deporting the Afghans just like that. He said that in another clip that you were going to watch. These goals will be pursued with the aim of achieving a major reduction in illegal and disruptive populations, including those admitted through an unauthorized and illegal auto-pen approval process. That's another thing. Trump jokes about the auto-pen. We know that Biden used the auto-pen. The question is, has that been, is that being actually investigated? Is the Department of Justice actually behind that, behind the actual use of the auto-pen? Because you can imagine the domino effect that would have to corroborate, to, connect the dots that the auto-pen was used to pardon and to sign and to pass stuff that shouldn't have passed, pardon people that should have been pardoned, and the cascading effect would be massive. All the things that you could do, just taking all that back. I mean, again, I can understand. There's a lot of stuff to be done. There's a lot of work to be done. We are not even 1 year into Trump's second term, for Trump's first year of Trump's second term. But there's so much to do, and it's like every day comes up more and more. It has been massive. So only reverse migration can fully cure the situation. Other than that, happy Thanksgiving to all. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy belated Thanksgiving to my American friends. Except those that hate, steal, murder, and destroy everything that America stands for, you won't be here for long. I think this was on point.